Hey there, I'm Juniper Seed, and this is the Riftbreaker. This is episode 2. Welcome back. In episode 1, we got the foundations of our base. We have our resource generation started. We have our armory to get crafting. Some extra
Storage is full.
storage,
Build more storage facilities.
which is apparently full. And our lovely power generation so that we can energize our whole base. Make sure everything is functioning. So in this episode, we're going to
is rising. It's going to rain in a moment.
rain and upgrade our headquarter building. So when we upgrade the headquarters, it is going to cause a lot of noise that will bother the local inhabitants.
This rain is harmless to our base, but it decreases solar panel efficiency until it stops. Headquarters upgrade in progress. This will attract a lot of attention.
We should reinforce our defenses as much as we can. Things are going to get very hot very soon.
And that is exactly what we're going to do. So up at the top of the screen and the top of the mini-map, we can see this icon that'll let us know where an enemy wave or swarm is going to come from. And we are just going to go ahead and prepare for the worst. Although we're in the beginning of the campaign, it shouldn't be too bad to fend off, but I will put some extra towers down to make sure that we're okay.
I am glad we are back on the same page about properly securing our base.
We can't save this world if we let it kill us. Hey, Mr. Grumpy?
Why do you insist on calling me names?
I hope you're not offended. Are you?
No, that would be inefficient.
Come on, Riggs. Let's not be so serious. I had to give you a better name than what they called you.
Rift Jump and Exploration Megasuit Mark IV, Griffin variant. What is wrong with that name?
It's inefficient.
Alright, really love the banter between Ashley and Mr. Riggs, who I think I was calling Mr. Briggs in the original episode. But he also is a little bit like Dwight Schrute, if I must say. Alright, so we do have... Can we cut down this tree? We cannot. So we're very open on the southeast of our base.
I can sense the ground shaking. I estimate a few thousand creatures running at our base. They are very close. Prepare yourself, Ashley.
Few thousand it is.
All the preparations that we could. Let's go out and meet them.
Alright, so the swarm is on the way. That's not the swarm, just some enemies. Here they come. So we do have an energy shield. Here we go. Use our new shotgun that we crafted in the original episode.
Threat neutralized.
This will buy some time until the next attack. Let's check what's new after the HQ upgrade.
Alright.
Carbonium storage is full. Build more storage facilities. We should start downloading new blueprints so we can construct more advanced buildings and items. Build a communications hub as soon as possible.
Okay, let's remember to build some additional power plants for it. It consumes a lot of energy.
Communications hub construction in progress. We can download all the technology blueprints that we need through this building's quantum entanglement template matrix.
It's a pity that we can't upload anything back to Earth. There's so much data to be gathered here. I can't wait to start collecting research specimens.
We will be able to share all of our research data as soon as the Rift Station is operational and the rift back to Earth has been opened. Let's focus on that first.
Did I build these? Built them all at a skew.
Ashley, I'm detecting a sudden change in air humidity and wind speed. A fog is forming up.
Alright, this will be done in 1 minute. So this communications hub is going to let us do a research. And that's going to be the main progression for us throughout the
This
campaign.
fog is very dense. It's affecting the efficiency of our solar panels and wind turbines. Based on my calculations, it shouldn't last for long.
Whew. The fog is dense indeed. Makes it very hard to see. Oh! Okay. And we definitely didn't see the enemies that were all hanging out right there. That's okay. Just trying to get a little bit of a
Communications hub construction
foothold.
finished. We can now use it to download new technologies.
Alright, communications hub is complete. So, with the hub, we visit our research tab. We have these massive tech trees. So right now we're going to be working with base and buildings and weapons and equipment. From the brief time that I've spent with the game so far, some of the notable ones to me were the radar. This lets us have my towers shoot farther than their viewing range, and also will help us detect hostile entities, showing them on the map, which is fantastic, and the radius is much wider than your headquarter building. We have the repair facility, which will help repair damaged buildings in an area around it. So a little bit of passive defense against the ranged enemies, which we'll have a lot more of as the difficulty increases throughout the campaign. And where was the other one? This is a big one for us too. So this will help us detect cobalt. Cobalt is another resource that we're going to have to start collecting for buildings like the repair facility. You can see that in the build cost there, it requires 25 cobalt, and currently we don't know where any is. So we would like to be able to detect that. On the weapon side of things, we have some extra weaponry that we can research, and then we'll be able to craft that. In addition, we also have a wonderful dodge roll. So for anyone who's played almost any action game in the past 5 years, you'll be quite familiar with the dodge roll, help you get out of sticky situations. Compared to the dash movement ability that we have right now, it doesn't move you as far, doesn't move you as fast, but you get those beautiful frames of invulnerability, and you can go through enemies, so if you get surrounded by the swarm, it will help you out. To get going, we are going to research the radar tower. This costs 200 of our download, and it's going to take 3 minutes and 20 seconds for that to get researched. That's lovely. I also want to get some better weaponry. I think we're going to go with some heavy artillery, maybe a grenade launcher or a rocket launcher. Oh, this is going to take 10 minutes. Maybe we won't do that right away. Instead, I am going to do the cobalt handling so that we can start figuring out where we need to expand, and then we'll get some new weaponry. These only take a couple minutes. We do have the shotgun still, and the campaign, I'm assuming, won't ramp up in difficulty that quickly. Let's start out with some power fists. So these give us some hit points per hit and have a stun chance, which is kind of nice. We have a hammer that we could get with stun chance and splash damage, and a spear that has a chance to crit and does a damage over time, which is kind of nice. Let's see. Maybe a high stun chance would be kind of fun. Let's try out the hammer. And then we'll get some more guns to fortify our defenses. Hopefully the fog will be over soon, because we can't see a thing. Our power generation is down to 50%, but that'll pick up shortly. Luckily we do have a lot of power storage, so the power that we're losing isn't really causing too much of a big deal. And the fog's going away. Lovely.
The fog is clearing up.
Ooh, some big boys. Although I would wager not even close to the biggest enemies we'll be seeing throughout the campaign.
Now that the basic base setup is complete, we should start working on our primary objective, constructing an interplanetary rift station. It is going to take a long time to build, so we should start working on it as soon as possible.
That's true. It's a massive building with multiple components and pipeline connections for plasma fuel and coolant. It's going to be the central structure in our base, with multiple support buildings, so we should plan a lot of free space around it. Let's start by placing the foundation.
Alright, so we need the foundation of the Rift Station, which is already pretty huge. Looks like it's going to take some resources that we're going to have to pump into it. Supercharged plasma and water or supercoolant. It also takes 10,000 energy per second as upkeep. Wow. Well, we're not even close to that. And we need to plan a lot of free space around it. So let's find an area with a lot of free space. I do like that the area around our headquarters is a little bit congested with the rocks. It's going to help us with our base defense. A lot of carbonium over here. That's great. The rocky area. So maybe down to the south. Below our base. We have the one rock here, but this area is all open.
Carbonium storage is full. We should construct more storage buildings.
I want to clear out all of these explodey plants, even though it's hurting me. Just because I don't want anything to explode on this huge building that costs quite a lot of resources.
Steel storage is full. Build more storage facilities.
Alright, we're gonna heal.
A new technology has been developed.
Beautiful.
New buildings are available for construction.
So now we have our radar that we can build. Takes 15 energy, but we have quite a lot of energy production at the moment. So we'll put this to the left, I think. It seems like we're towards the right end of the map. I'm not sure about north or south, how close we are to the edges. But I do want to scout out towards the left. And we should connect that to the energy network, yeah? Wonderful. So we have some enemies to the south. We'll go clear these guys out. Very easy. And soon we'll have cobalt handling. It's hard not to have those StarCraft thoughts and think that you're Jim Raynor fighting off a bunch of Zerglings and Ultralisks. But I do love the aesthetic of the game in general. I think it's gorgeous. Very well made. And the lighting effects are quite nice. So this might be the spot for our giant platform. I'm assuming this is enough space around it. We'll find out as we go. Alright. Rift Station.
Construction of the Rift Station's foundation is in progress. Congratulations, Ashley. This
Thank you, Mr.
milestone
Riggs.
marks the beginning of the next chapter of our mission on this planet.
You sometimes sound a bit like Colonel Nordstrom. Do you know that?
I received additional instructions on how to motivate you and keep your spirit high during this mission. They were indeed written by Colonel Nordstrom and revised by Admiral von Blofeld. Would you like me to read what I was instructed to tell you for this occasion?
Oh, please do, Mr. Riggs. This is exactly what I wanted to hear after traveling halfway through the galaxy.
Captain Novak, you were selected for the Rift Jump to Galatea 37 as an exceptional individual. You are amongst the elite of Earth's expeditionary forces. During your services with the Extraterrestrial Science Corps, you have time and again shown courage, bravery, and an unflinching willingness to sacrifice yourself to complete your objectives. You are destined.
Okay, that's a nice speech. It sounds very uplifting. But they didn't read my bio very well.
What do you mean?
The sacrifice part.
Do you mean the
Interesting.
Orion mission? You were working without me back then.
Yes, that and a few other things.
Do you want me to read further motivational pieces?
That's enough of Colonel Nordstrom. Let's skip the military pathos and stick to your original programming. We've got a planet to explore.
Roger that, Ashley. I am archiving all of the motivational speeches.
I love that Mr. Riggs has got pre-built motivational speeches to read to us. That is beautiful. But interesting little note, some sort of backstory with Ashley. Apparently she feels undeserving of the claims that she's made a lot of sacrifices for the betterment of her missions. This will be done in 50 seconds, although we definitely do not have the resources to actually make that building work. But it does seem critical to the game, so we are going to set up our defenses around it. Alright, so I do want to connect the energy network. Actually,
The construction of the Rift Station Foundation has been completed. We need to construct all of the Rift Station components before we can start powering up the portal.
The Rift Station has 3 main components that require a lot of rare resources to be built. The fusion field accelerator requires enriched uranium. The hyperparticle condenser requires palladium. And the quantum gate stabilizer, which requires titanium. We haven't found any traces of these elements near our base.
These resources might not be present anywhere near our location. We should construct an orbital scanner to start scouting for interesting locations around the entire planet. It will allow us to establish precise coordinates for long-range rift jumps around the planet. AI cores. Build more AI.
We don't have the required schematics to build an orbital scanner. We have to download the orbital scanning technology through the communications hub.
oh, we are losing so much power. Wind power is at half right now, and that completely nuked our energy network. Alrighty. Well, hopefully that'll get sorted out soon. I'm hoping that this this rift, what was this the
Wind
Rift
speed
platform.
projection is returning back to statistically normal values. Wind turbines are back at normal
Okay.
power levels.
So we were losing the wind for a moment. I guess that got covered up by the other conversations Ashley and Mr. Riggs were having. Just in case, because we are going to end up using quite a bit of power. Ah, yes, I forgot we can make these guys. So we have these plant biomass power plants that we can use. Currently we have 547 plant
Steel storage
matter,
is full.
or
Build
plant
more
biomass.
storage facilities.
And that'll give us a big chunk.
A new technology
As
has
well.
been developed. New blueprints are available for crafting.
Alright, so in our crafting menu, we did learn how to make the hammer. Let's go ahead and craft that.
Crafting completed.
Beautiful. And we'll put that along with our sword. And check that out in just a moment.
Research completed.
So we finished the radar. We have our cobalt handling. We have the detector. And then we can find cobalt all over the map now. So one of the things that we need to do is get this orbital scanner, which I'm assuming is along in here somewhere. Carbonium factory. Oh, we have some new power plants that we can use. We have gas power plant that requires flammable gas. Very interesting. Something that will use produces flammable gas out of plant biomass. Interesting. And then that also needs water. This needs sludge. Refined sludge to produce flammable gas. Okay, so eventually we won't have to use rely on the wind as much or the solar energy. We're going to be able to use other forms of energy. That's kind of nice. This requires headquarters level 3. It's a laboratory and a bioscanner. Ah, the orbital scanner. Here we go. That requires a whole lot of cobalt, a lot of carbonium, 500 energy per second as well. Okay, so energy generation is going to become very, very important. But luckily, we do have this that we can research. This is going to let us make the geothermal power plant, and that gives us 200 energy production, which is quite nice. 100 mud. I don't know what that does. And all we need is a geothermal vent, but luckily, we have 2 of those right near our base. So, I do want to have the additional weaponry for the harder enemies that'll be surely headed our way. It's going to take 10 minutes, and then we're going to do the headquarters level 3, and this will increase our building limit, let us upgrade our communication hub and headquarters, and then we'll also have access to the geothermal power plant, and that'll be another 5 minutes, so 15 minutes in total. We won't get to all of that in this episode, but we can get the base set up a little bit further. Oh, look at this hammer. This is gigantic. Love it. So, quite a wind-up swing, but love the AoE, the shockwave. Oh, that's very satisfying. Very crunchy, if you will, to use. I just want to double check up here to make sure our base is fortified. So this is all rock. Looks like no one can get through here, but we do have this section. Everything does seem to be walled off. Very good. Gonna do a little bit of exploring. This little scanner will hopefully help us find cobalt. Looks like we'll have to go down there somewhere. We'll try to go here. Wow. Never would have thought if you wanted to clear out the forest, all you need was a hammer. That hurt.
Carbonium storage is full. Build more storage facilities.
Very nice. The hammer is massive. Love it. Oh, hello. Apparently we have some invisible enemies. And a big rock. Oh my. That's resistant. Well, we made friends with the locals, that's for certain. Ooh, exciting. Oh, it's this. Excuse me. Don't mind me. What have we here? Oh. Well then. Apparently the locals do not want me to figure out what that thing is. Alright. Maybe now? Maybe not yet? This must be very important. Let's see. Alright. Dash Cryo. Unique item unlocked. So let's see in our crafting here. We now have the Cryo Dash. Advanced quality. Does 75 cryo damage over time. Requires titanium. Very cool. So I wonder if we leave a trail of ice or something behind us when we use our dash ability. Oh, yeah. Leaves exactly that. Really, really cool. Can be combined with a melee attack as well. Very, very awesome. So hopefully we'll find some titanium eventually. And we'll be able to incorporate the cryo dash.
Steel storage is full. Build
Awesome.
more storage facilities.
So we're working our way towards new weaponry. We do have a couple new buildings that are also going to be on the way and some upgrades for us. I think in the next episode what we'll do is expand our storage. We'll expand our energy storage as well, and maybe to the south of our base. And then I think we'll also explore to the west and the northwest to try to find some more resource deposits, especially the cobalt, which we will need for various buildings as we progress through the technology tree. And there's going to be a lot on our plate. Very, very exciting. So I hope everyone enjoyed this episode and you're enjoying Riftbreaker so far. I know I am. And I appreciate you for being here. We'll see you next time.